Yeah, man. It's our second episode for the year, and again, as usual, we so excited to come your way. I have Prissy here with me, and it definitely promises to be a great discussion. Um, by now, you know the drill. No need for me to repeat it over and over again. But just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go out there. Let's share the feed with family and friends, so they know we live. So yep. And if you join us as well, as usual, just shoot a hello, shoot a hi, so we know you with us, and then we'll bring you into the conversation. Conversation is always richer with everyone's opinion. So, yep, in the next couple of seconds, please go out there, share the feed, and we can get started. And we today we have another discussion based on um, a question, and so we're gonna review that. Feel free to share your input across, and we'll have fun. Let me trying to share the feed myself. Not being able to because my looks like the my tablet is joking. Yep, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's do this. Um, give me a moment. Let me read out the. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so let me read out the question. And sometimes technology messes up, right? So, okay, so I am a woman in my late 20s, and I've been dating this guy for almost 6 months now. At the beginning, he was very consistent, good morning messages, checking on me during the day, calling me at night, and making time for us on weekends. So, typical full time job. But for the past month, everything has slowly changed. Now he can go a whole day without calling. When I complain, he says he's busy with work and life. When I ask if something is wrong, he says nothing is wrong. When I ask if he still wants us, he says, of course. Yet I feel lonely in the relationship. I don't want to pressure him, but I also don't feel loved the way I used to. Sometimes I even wonder if I'm being too needy or emotional. Other times I feel like I'm slowly preparing myself to leave, even though I still love him. How do you know when someone is just going through a phase and when they are slowly checking out of the relationship? Prissy, did you get that? Okay, so I'll have you go first. Yeah, so what's your take on that?
It's interesting and funny at the same time.
Okay, all right.
Um, so the person used to give you all the attention at the beginning,
Yep.
and then now things have slowed down, right?
Yeah.
So you are thinking the person is falling out of love or
Hmm.
something. Um, it might be true and untrue.
Yeah.
Yes, because usually when people meet people for the first time, they want to be their best, right?
Hmm.
And they want to also prove that they love you and all that. So
Yeah.
Van will say that after election, no campaign.
Yeah.
So they've done all the campaign
Hmm.
they want. That is the attention, the calling, and all that. It could also mean that then when he was all over you, he was not so busy at work And sometimes there are times at work when things like you get so busy you can't do much. And so maybe he was a bit relaxed. That's why he was able to call that often and all that. But
Okay.
then if it's so busy, you don't expect him to call you when he's at work. People come back from work and they are tired. Even sometimes we that we live in the same house, you are so tired that you can't even chat. You just drop onto the bed and you are gone. Yes. So um maybe he's telling the truth. We will not be able to tell if he's lying or it's the truth. But but then maybe calling every day. Yes, we try to make time to call sometimes every day, but there are days that maybe you cannot have that time, and it's fine. And so if the person has assured you that he still wants the relationship, there are other things that can make you know that someone loves you, aside maybe just calling every day and um yeah. So that's a calling every day. There are other ways to know that the person is still committed, and so you can look out for those other cues. Yeah. So for me, that's what I think.
My question is 6 months too early to like drop the frequency of calls, like the check-ins and everything?
Like, did the circumstances change? Was he not working before and he just started working?
Exactly.
Did he change jobs? Um, so there are so many dynamics.
I mean, in trying to play the devil's advocate, I would assume that if there was any like sharp or steep change in circumstances, the lady might have mentioned that. So, like for example, if someone picks up a new job and because of that, the frequency is not there, then I'm sure the lady would have mentioned. So, for the purposes of this discussion, let's assume that there was no job change. If there's been no job change or there's been no like unexpected life change, do you think 6 months is too short for someone to all of a sudden drop?
It also depends on what you talk about, right? Like
Okay.
if you talk about the same thing
Are
every
you
now and then,
suggesting the lady is boring or
maybe
not sensible or
they
is
keep
not able
no,
to
not like that, but
sustain a conversation or what is it?
sometimes people talk and talk and talk, and then maybe they talk again. It's old conversation and all that. You become disinterested.
Okay.
So if the conversation is always refreshing and something new, maybe they'll keep talking. But maybe they've spoken everything they could talk about. Like sometimes I tell you something, and maybe the next time I go like I'm telling you again.
Yeah.
You know, it gets annoying. And so when you limit it, because truly there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, but okay, if 6 months into a relationship there is nothing to talk about, or one person is boring, or one person is not able to sustain a conversation, would you advise that they go their separate ways? Because this could also be a big issue if
Yeah,
they decide to go.
you don't talk every time, like every single minute. Yeah, things to do like growing up
Mm-hmm.
or maturity will tell you that there are other things to do aside for conversation. You have like in your daily activities, you have work to do, you have if the kids come in, you have kids to take care of, you have so many things to do aside conversation, right? So you talk, but it's not everything is not about chatting, and that's not the only way to express love. That's the person, like if the person buys you gifts, take you out occasionally, has the person stopped all that?
Okay.
You
So
get it?
are you saying the lady is tripping?
No, there are some ladies too that are very clingy, like
Okay.
they want you to be around all the time, and
Okay.
people have to work,
Okay.
right? Yeah. So if you have a man who is not bringing in money, you would complain
Okay.
that the man is lazy, the man is not bringing in money. So if the person has to work and also be able to provide for you in the future, it's also a good excuse, a good enough excuse, because I'm busy at work. Maybe I come home tired. I will not call you every day. We can talk maybe once or 3 times a week
Okay.
or something. Yeah. So sometimes too, people are too dependent. Like
Okay.
you shouldn't. You should be a whole human. You should be somebody who is able to live like by yourself or make yourself happy before you decide to go into a relationship, because relationship will not necessarily make you happy.
Okay.
You have to be able to be a full person or make yourself happy or a whole person, like before entering a relationship, because sometimes the expectations are okay, this person calling me will make me happy and all that. In your spare time, what do you do also? Like, what does a lady do? Is the lady also working, or
she's in a relationship?
she's free? Because sometimes when you are too
her
free,
job is to be in a relationship. So
use your free time to also do something.
are you suggesting
Maybe the lady, I feel like sometimes when you are too free,
okay,
you want someone to talk to and all that.
Okay.
Use your free time to read a book,
okay,
do something useful. Yeah,
You-
because it's
are
not
you
always about
suggesting the lady is
talking,
not
talking. No, I am not.
Oh,
I'm not fully assuming, but I am think that maybe that is why
okay.
she wants the attention.
Okay, so back to the details. So the lady mentioned that, but for the past month, everything has slowly changed. Do you think a change over a 1 month period is enough to fuss about? Like, it's just 1 month. I mean, it could be that the person is undergoing some pressure at work or something. Do you think 1 month is enough for someone to say, oh, the person has changed?
Things change, and like in life, things change. Even in marriage, things can change, come up abruptly, and situations can change. And so if somebody changes like within a few, like just a month or a few days, and then you are worried about the person not loving you again, this is a relationship you are looking forward to, that would end in marriage. Things change with time. And so maybe when you get married, anytime something changes, you start accusing your partner or your spouse that they do not love you any longer. So it's like I say, it's always part of the maturity. You just have to know that things change and things can come up.
So in effect, you are saying the lady is doing too much.
Not necessarily,
Why?
but it depends on the situation. Like the man says, I'm busy at work.
Okay.
Unless there's no trust in the relationship.
Okay.
If you don't trust that the man is busy at work, then maybe you are lacking trust somewhere.
Okay.
And so if the relationship is not built on trust, then for me, I feel like it's not worth it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe the whole issue might be trust and not even about the man not calling in.
Don't you think it's possible the man is busy elsewhere, like with someone else?
There's a possibility.
Okay.
Has she seen signs
Okay.
of that? Yeah, there is a possibility, but
And to be fair, I think she would have mentioned as well if she had seen signs, because it looks like she um, was detailed in the question. So, okay. So let me also chime in. 6 months into a relationship, or like almost 6 months, like you said. A month, there looks to be a change. I think if you are really serious about the relationship, what you might want to do is to, again, it looks like it's the same recommendation over and over again, but have an honest conversation with the person that, hey, um, it's not like I want to appear as a nagging whatever partner or whatever, but I feel within this past month, you've not been like you were in the other 5 months. For all you know, there could be something really bothering the person outside of the relationship. It might not be a relationship issue, like work, extended family, something like a friend, something, right? So it will be good to open up, have that discussion, because sometimes we are so quick to assume because we only have a single perspective of things. So as you are sitting there, all you are seeing is a relationship, and you feel that is the person's primary goal in life. I'm not saying relationships are not important. What I mean is that a relationship is only one facet of our lives, right? So you might be thinking, oh, how is he not giving 100% into the relationship? Probably, like Prissy said, the lady is not working. And sorry if we are assuming, it's not intentional, like to assume. We only trying to look at all the various facets of this discussion. So probably the lady is not working, right? So the moment she wakes up, the focus is on the fairy tale world of, oh, I have a wonderful relationship, and what's the status of the relationship. But to be fair to that man, he might wake up and the first thing to cross his mind wouldn't be that relationship. It might be a deadline he needs to meet at work. It might be bills he needs to pay. It might be a sick extended family member. It might be a lot of things, right? So for you to just assume that because the person is not appearing to be doing what he was doing early on, then he is maybe falling out of love, or he's no longer interested in the relationship. Like I think she rightly said, the guy mentioned that, like there is more to, I'm just
Busy at work.
busy at work and life. I mean, the person mentioned something about life. Let me, yeah. The Yes, he says he's busy with work and life, and that is really crucial. There is more to life than just your newfound love, right? So it will really be good to um, have an open conversation with the person, because if you've been in a relationship with someone for 6 months, chances are that you don't understand how he operates, and in the same way he doesn't really understand how you operate. So you could easily pick up signals and interpret them wrongly, right? So it would be really good to have that discussion very open, that it makes you feel, like you said, lonely. It makes you feel like, and let him know that it sometimes makes you feel like checking out, right? And let him trust you with what is actually happening in his life.
And I want to ask a question
Mm.
too. Like, some people enter into relationship and they cut off like every chat with their friends and all that, and everything is about relationship. And so now that the guy is busy, you feel lonely. Do you have friends outside the relationship that you talk to? That's one question I want to ask, because
Yeah,
sometimes having that relationships outside the relationship, like friendship, is also helpful.
yeah,
Like there's someone to talk to, somebody to chat with. But I know some people, as soon as they enter a relationship, that's all. They don't have time for any other person or any other friend. So, if that is your case, then it would be helpful to have friends outside relationship. Keep in touch with people, check on people, ask them how they are doing. If you are feeling bored, you can do that.
yeah. And just to clarify what Prissy is asking, it's not for you to have a friend that you are going to
With
not even go out with, going to discuss the status of your relationship with. No. What Prissy is saying is that like relationships in general, or when you take humans in general, there are different types of relationships that keep people sane and going, right? So if for a whole 12 hours you are expecting your guy to call, send a text, and he's not done that, chances are that you've just been watching your phone waiting for that text message to come. If you have friends and you're talking about something else, sometimes you even talking about sports, or you talking about, maybe for ladies, the latest fashion trends,
or the latest gossip thing.
the latest gossip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
you are
ladies.
talking
It's
about.
therapeutic for ladies.
I don't know about that, but maybe you are talking about some legal wise things.
Yes, exactly.
um, I would I would expect that that might take your
Mind of
mind, energy, and focus a bit off the guy, and allow the guy to be like to live. So yes, that's also important, that you have other relationships like that you keep running as well, and that takes some of the energy of you, like, so that this guy would not have to juggle work, life, everything, including a new energetic partner in a relationship who wants to always be on chat, always be communicating and all. Sometimes it's not realistic.
and
Yeah, go ahead.
as you were talking, something
Mhm.
came in.
Mhm.
So we ladies, when even we are stressed out, we want to talk a lot and all that. For men, when they are stressed out, they want to be by themselves and be quiet and all that. So, like you said, it could be that there's something that's stressing him out, and he's not in the mood to talk. And so, if you are stressed out, you feel like the best way to let out the stress is to find someone and talk to. And so if the guy is not in a mood to talk, like I said earlier, you have friends. You can talk about the latest gossip or something that is going on social media and all that, yeah. Or anything else about your life. And so, like I said, that's very helpful. You don't always have to rely on even your man or your husband to feel well. So someone says sometimes your husband might not necessarily be the talkative type. If you have friends and you can talk and gossip, yeah, fine, you call them. So gossip is very helpful. It's even liberates the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is what we should be focusing on and looking at, because again, otherwise you would overly stress someone's child for nothing. Yep. And another angle to look at it is, sometimes, like Prissy mentioned, you will not have a partner that matches your energy in terms of how often you want to talk, or how much you want to gossip, because there are some spouses that do very well in that regard. The man is as good a gossip as the woman, right? When it happens like that, every day there is some gist in the house they are discussing, or in the relationship that they are discussing. If you have a spouse who is not interested in gossip, then yeah, you better go and buy a parrot or something. You talk to
You might
the
even feel
parrot.
that the man doesn't love you.
Yeah, but it's
Because you
just,
bring up a topic and it's like,
yeah, that's how does
I'm
that
not
affect my
interested.
life? Yeah, exactly. If you have overly serious spouses, they don't see how some things affect their life, so they are not interested. So get a parrot, you speak to the parrot responds the same thing.
That is why you have
So
friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so yeah. So to the lady asking the question, it's it does not necessarily mean that your guy is no longer interested in you as he was earlier. It doesn't mean that. It does not also mean that you've done something wrong necessarily. It doesn't mean all of that. It could just be, you might even be surprised what it is. It could also be that you've done something and the guy, instead of telling you, is just keeping it to himself and is not talking, right? So um, I think the best way to go is speak to the person, have an open conversation, because it's one of those things that would you should be able to do in your relationship. I mean, all through. So have an open conversation. Hey, this is what I feel. This is what I think, and so let him also speak. And if it is something that you've done to him unknowingly, then you listen and correct it if it is something you can correct. If you think it's he's being too petty or it's not something that you can correct, then you start looking at the way forward. So that should really be able to deal with this one. Prissy, do you have any closing comments before we call it a day?
So for me, my personal experience, there were things that's like early on in the relationship with Van, like there were things we were doing, even conversations that it looked like he was interested in, but now he's no longer interested in that. Yeah, so things change, right? And people grow up or mature. Yeah, somebody can even mature within like 6 months.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe there's an additional responsibility that the
exactly.
person didn't have before.
Yeah,
And so the person has to
no,
move up.
no room for.
Yes.
Yeah,
So um we shouldn't expect things to always be the way they were. We should expect that things would change positively.
yeah,
Yeah. Um some of these things, yeah, we want the attention we want, but um it takes mature people to be in relationship and marriage. Yeah, so if you should be prepared for changes, things happen, like you should just be prepared to accommodate certain changes as we are maturing. And so if you don't see cues of cheating and all that, then it could be something else. It could be emotional, psychological, or something else, or just work. And so maybe you can just speak to the person. Maybe you go like you have changed and I feel like you don't love me again. The person doesn't even know how to express himself and all that. So maybe you can just find out genuinely what is happening in your life. If there's any way I can like support or something. Yeah, it also shouldn't always be about you. There are people in relationships and everything is like about only their happiness. They never think about the um how the other partner's feelings and all that. Yeah, so you should also seem to care about the person's well-being.
you shouldn't seem to care. You should care.
You should care, yeah, about the person's well-being. Maybe if you care so much, the person will open up and let you know what is going on. But then if you are, it's always about what I will gain in the relationship. Maybe the person might not open up to you. So
Yeah,
yeah, so it's a two-way thing.
yeah, right. If you only concerned, hey, Courage, thanks for joining us. I know you've been with us since the beginning. Thanks for being with us. If you only care about what pertains to you in a relationship, you are not a bad person, but you are better off being in a relationship with yourself. Then it's easier. You don't need to care about anyone else, right? Okay, yeah. So on that note, we wrap up today's episode of Dear Van. Thank you so much for staying with us, and we look forward to coming your way again next week, God willing. Always remember that no two relationships are the same. Thanks. Cheers and bye for now.